Previously on Math Hands-On with Python.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Math Hands-On with Python, and we are going to learn on how we can summarize our data using the cross tab. So basically I have the two libraries which I'm going to use, the NumPy and the Pandas. So I loaded the data and they dropped any missing values. So let's see the data frame which we are having from the Chile data set. So let's print this data set and see. So this is the data set which I'm going to use with different columns like region, population, sex, age, education, income, status quo, and vote. So let's create a cross-tabulation which basically summarizes by grouping sex with different levels of education and observe the number of different genders with different educations. So let's create the cross tab. So this is the simple code which you can use to summarize your table in a cross tabulation. So let's run this code and see the output of our results. So let's command and run. So this is the a simple way of summarizing your data in a cross tab, and here we have the frequency for each of the sex and according or across the different levels of education. So you can observe like here female have only 552 members with primary education according to the data set that we are having, and the post-secondary education here, it seems like we have 184 observation for female and 235 observation for males. And the word all here, all, this is the sum across the gender, and this is the sum across the education. And this word all here is there because we commanded it to appear using this argument here, margins, okay? But also this word all, you can replace it by a customized word like a sum or total. Let's do that. Okay, let's run. You see, we have replaced the word all by the word total. So this is the one way of summarizing, and we have the summary as counts. But also we can replace this counts as frequency by percentage. And to do that, we have the argument normalize. So let's use that one, and I'm going to add here. Okay, now let's run. You can see we replaced the frequency with the percentage. Also, you can normalize education across the agenda by replacing this word true with the column. Run. So here you have the percentage of females and the males with the different education within their respective education group. For instance, this 0.55, which is 55% of female, were observed to have primary education within this group. So this percentage here is basically computed as the observed frequency of females with primary education over the total number of all observation of primary education. Also, you can normalize across the education, okay? You just replace the word true by index. So here, instead of column now, we need this word index here, and then run. So this is the percentage of genders across the education. So this is how you can customize your normalization. Also, we would like to summarize the information that we are having instead of the counts or frequency to be replaced with the important variable which we would like to compare across the groups. For instance, in the dataset that we are having, we have seen that one of the column is the income. Let's print out that one, and then let's see. So you can see here, one of the column here, this one, represent the income. So we can summarize the income from this data set according to the gender and education level of the observed population. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Let's create a new line, like let's copy this one up to here. So we are going to insert, instead of frequency, the income. So we are going to insert the income by passing in the value, okay, and the value is df.income, and then you can customize basically what you want to observe from the income column. So from the income column, for instance here, I'm going to customize by passing in the aggregate function, where I'm going to observe the minimum, maximum, and the average income for different groups across the education. So I'm going to pass the aggregate function, and in this aggregate function, I'm going to command the printout of the minimum value, maximum value, and the average. Okay, I have to close the function, and let's round the figures. Okay, and there, let's command the output for this cross tab and run. Okay, we have an error here. Okay, here supposed to be dot that one, and run it again. So you can see now we are having the observations, and this observation basically represent the average, the maximum, and the minimum value for income across genders with a different education. So here you can see the maximum income for females with primary education is this value. Okay, also if you like the average for males with the primary education, you can have this coefficient here. So let's assume that we want to summarize deep these informations that we are having, as I showed earlier, the set of data set that we are having, and we want to go deep and compare different groups and the different categories from the data set. So for instance, let's say we want to compare the gender across the region, because if you see the region have different names here, and we have N, we have the M, and other names of regions. So we are going to classify the genders, okay, according to their region, and then check or count their frequency or their observations across their levels of education. So to concatenate that, we are going to use this line of code here, and let me copy this one again up to just this line here, and then so I'm going to concatenate the sex, which is the gender, and also this gender I want to classify according to the regions. So I'm going to have df.region, and after that, close this one. This is C tab. So you can see we have this cross-tabulation for two different sex, female and male, and this female are being classified according to their region which they are coming from, and this is the frequency observed in each of the region for primary education, for those with post-secondary education, and for those with the secondary education. Also, similar for males, you can see the counts or the frequency for males with the from different regions, as you can see, with the different education, and these are the observed frequency or counts of those people or the males from the data set. That's not all, but also from the data set, let's go back from this data set that we are having. Okay, the data set also here have a column with vote. We want to concatenate that also into our cross tabulation and observe those informations all together. So you just create an array for those variable which you would like to observe. So we add that variable, which is a df.vote, and then let's close our array and run. So we have analyzed deeply our informations, and now you can see people of different genders from different regions with different education, whether they are going to abstain for election, we vote for no, will vote for yes, or undecided. So this is how you can create a cross tab with different ways of visualizing the informations. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the content of this video. Until next time, goodbye.